Johnny had a powerful encounter with Jesus in heaven, which led to a miraculous recovery from a brain injury, far beyond what the doctors were hoping for. Stay tuned and listen to his amazing story. You're listening to Inspire Me with Jay, where science meets spirit and stories of meditation and the near-death experience awaken what's possible within us all. I'm Jay, and this is your moment to be inspired. Welcome to Inspire Me with Jay. I'm your host, Jay Spillers. I have a guest today. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
I'm 39 years old. When I was 20, I joined the Army. I served roughly a year and a half in Iraq. Um, I have I've been married for 17 years. I have two children, and yes,
So, um, w- what is your name then?
Johnny Steele.
Johnny Steele. So, you had a encounter, I think, with Christ, didn't you? That changed your
Yes,
life.
yes, sir. It sure did, sir. Yes.
So, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about what happened?
So I like riding motorcycles. I was riding my motorcycle down a street, and I hit a patch of oil left by a vehicle. And I remember the back end of the bike kicking out, and I remember gripping the handlebars and laying the bike over. Um, I was instantly knocked unconscious. I woke up out of a coma a month and a half later. Like I don't remember no medical treatments or anything until I woke up out of my coma. But one thing I have a clear memory of is I had caught up to Jesus in a field, and I picked up his right leg and kissed his shin, and he took his hand, he put it on my head, and he said, "Johnny, you're gonna be okay, but you can't stay here." Um, the calming touch of his hand on my head and his voice, it soothed me. Since then, my faith in Christ has grown like 5 million%. I trust in God now. And it was an amazing experience. I suffer from severe memory loss because of my brain injury. But I remember that happened like 3 seconds ago. Although it's been almost 3 years since my accident. Um, I'm a walking miracle. They told my wife she would have to feed me, change me, and dress me and stuff, and push me around in a wheelchair. And here I am. I, I've I haven't made a full recovery, but I'm doing pretty well for myself. Thank you to Jesus.
So, like when you were in that field, could you did it feel like being awake, like you were really there?
It did, yes. Like my memory, I have problems with my memory. But I remember that like it just happened 5 seconds ago. It's like the experience. It felt 1 million% as realistic. For me to be able to hear his voice and feel his hand on my head, um, that was two out of the five senses, which was amazing to me. It's it was a miracle, sir.
So, I mean, like, what did the field look like? Did you see anything besides grass there and Jesus?
Um, I believe the field was just like high grass, and there were some trees too. It was just like it was the most relaxing feeling that I could experience.
Hmm. Could you feel the grass on your fingers and your body?
Uh, that I can't recall. I remember seeing it. I can't remember if I felt it.
So, I guess it was sort of like Jesus said it wasn't your time, basically, and sent you back.
Yes, yes. For him to tell me you can't stay here, um, I've told my fellow churchgoers at Mission View Church where we go to here in North Canton, um, everyone keeps telling me, Johnny, the Lord has more work for you to do. It's and him saying that and the people I know saying that from church, it's it's proof that he has more work to do. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm talking with you is because I believe he wants me to share my word, my experience.
So, like, have people been receptive? Because, like, sometimes in churches, people are, not too receptive. Sometimes they are very receptive. Like, what kind of reaction have you gotten from most people?
Um, I would say not 100% positive. I tell people that story and I expect them to be like, oh, this guy's crazy. But most people are acceptive and genuinely believe me. Um, it's amazing, sir.
Yeah, they actually have organizations for people that have had near-death experience. They come together and share their stories and experiences. I don't know if you've ever heard of IANS, which is like the International Association of Near-Death Studies. Have you worked with them or met any other near-death experiencers?
I have not, sir. You are the first gentleman that's willing to talk to me.
Hmm. Well, what did Jesus look like when you saw him?
Um, far as I can remember, the beard, longer hair, pretty much your typical image of Jesus. He was in a white not robe but like a gown, and that's I was so awestruck by it, I bent down and I kissed his shin. So I really don't remember what he looked like too much, but I was just in awe of the moment. So like my feelings um definitely played a part me bowing in front of Jesus. And so I'm not too sure what he looked like, but it just I want to say the typical image of Jesus in paintings and stuff.
But did you feel like anything radiating from him, like love or peace?
So one thing I have a clear memory of, I was thinking about this the other day, is when I caught up to him, I was crying hysterically. I was scared. I knew death was right around the corner. And once I felt his hand on my head, it was the most peaceful feeling I've ever felt in my life. Even now, it's just it was relaxing and for him to touch me and all my worries go away and my pain, it was just it was the most amazing. I'm sorry about my speech. It was the most amazing experience, Jay.
So, like, were you pretty religious before? Like, were you a Christian before going to church, or did you get more active after your experience?
So we went up to me and my wife in 2021 went up to Port Allsworth, Alaska. Are you familiar with the Reverend Reverend Franklin Graham?
Oh yeah, yeah. Hmm.
He has a spot up there for disabled veterans, and it was totally faith-based. Me and my wife got baptized up there in Alaska. The baptism was 34 degrees, by the way. But after that, we started going to church here in North Canton, and I went, but I still sinned a little bit. Um, but that since that experience with Jesus, I'm like 1 million, 5 million%. It just my faith has gotten stronger. I've gotten closer with the Lord. Um, it just the experience was amazing, and it totally changed my. I believed in God before, but it wasn't this deep. So my faith has gotten deeper in the Lord.
Hmm. So like after the experience, did anything change in terms of like, what you believe? Did you, in terms of like Christ or God or anything, or did you become more compassionate or loving towards others or things like that?
Oh yes, I definitely feel more compassion, especially towards our senior citizens. I try to help them much as I can. Um, I've started discipleship classes with a fellow from my church. Um, my faith has gotten deeper, and my feelings and love towards others has grown significantly.
Hmm. So like, do you think like your understanding of the Bible faith has changed in any way, or do you have like a bigger picture of the truth, or from your experience,
Yes,
do you think?
I definitely knew um God existed before my accident, but now since my accident, me meeting Jesus, um, there's no doubt in my mind that he is genuinely real. Feeling his hand on my head and him speaking to me, um, that pushed me over the edge, trust wise in God and knowing that he exists. Um, my faith has gotten deeper. My trust in God has gotten deeper. Um, Often when I'm driving down the road, I'll start praying. Um, it's it was the most amazing experience I've ever experienced, Jay.
You're listening to the Inspire Me with Jay podcast. Please do like and subscribe to the channel, bringing hope and inspiration to the world.
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of near-death experiences that experienced physical miracles. Like, heard of a guy that basically made a spontaneous recovery from brain cancer that was terminal, and he came and lived another 35 years. I know people that had improved vision or hearing or various other ways that they were healed in their body. It sounds kind of like you've been experiencing healing connected with your ND because you weren't expected to be nearly as well as you are now.
There's a Glasgow Coma Scale which rates brain injuries.
Hmm.
It goes up to level 15, which is the mild concussion. I was rated on the Glasgow Coma Scale at a level 3, which is the bottom level. Um, Level 3 on the Glasgow Coma Scale has at least a 65% mortality rate. And here I am doing this interview with you. Talking to you, and um, I started driving again. I'm blind in my left eye now because of my brain damage. Thankfully, God has helped me learn to drive efficiently. Um, with God, I believe nothing is impossible, especially after what I experienced. Everything's possible. I just thank God every day of my life, Jay.
Hmm. So what, I mean, how did you get injured? Was it like military related or just, in general?
Um, for my motorcycle accident.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a motorcycle accident.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, I spent almost a year and a half in Iraq. The vehicle behind us hit an IED,
Hmm.
and we dropped the ramp of our vehicle. All we heard was singing off the striker by bullets. Um, I I definitely prayed a lot in Iraq,
Hmm.
and I'm still here to talk about it.
Hmm. So like what kind of work are you doing now? Like are you involved in some kind of ministry work?
I am not. Um, I I I would like to get involved. I think I wanted to say my gift is talking to people. Um, I just I need to get better at talking to people and build my not strength be able to speak to people better.
So like have you shared your experience obviously one-on-one with people, but have you been able to get been given an audience? Like, has your church like let you give a little speech in front of the church? Have you got to speak to Bible study groups or any other group settings?
I've done um our church I've given a testimony to, and I went to an old church that I used to go to, I grew up in. I gave a testimony there, and our old landlord, where we used to live before we moved, he's a pastor, and he invited me to come out to this church too. So that's in a few weeks. I'm gonna go out and do another testimony.
Hmm. So like when you recovered from the coma, were you like all excited to tell people about what had just happened, or was it like I needed some time to process it all?
I remember my wife spent a lot of time at the hospital with me. Upon waking out of my coma, it was like 0 to 100 miles an hour, me telling her about that I met Jesus. It was I can never forget that. It was genuine, and the amount of comfort I felt was just it was the most amazing thing I've ever felt in my life.
Hmm. Well, I mean, like, did you tell like the doctors and nurses?
Um, I can't remember if I did or not, but once I got home, I told everyone, a lot of my friends, neighbors who live on our street. I work at Discount Drug Mart now, and if I see a person wearing a cross necklace, they automatically get the story. It's I explained to them what God has done to me, and how God has saved me, and it was I just like to share it much as I can, sir.
Hmm. Well, are you like active on social media sharing it? Like, have you shared it like on a YouTube channel or on Facebook, things like that?
I've shared it on Facebook. I do that about once every 2 weeks. I'll post an update and try to add a little more details. As far as YouTube and stuff, because of my brain injury, I'm a little rough with technology.
Are you hoping to like maybe be on more podcasts and talk about it?
Yes, yes, I would be okay with that.
Hmm.
Yes, that's I believe God wants me to share my experience with him. It was there's nothing negative. It was all positive. I'm a miracle to be here, Jay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I know, like I said before, the IANS is like a group it's kind of like a support group for near-death experiencers, and they kind of get together and talk. But it also might open doors to like share your story with even more people, if you maybe
I
want to
would
look into
definitely like
that.
to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So like, where do you see like the future going, in terms of um, ministry work or sharing your story? Like, where do you want to take it all?
Um, I'm hoping to be able to talk to people. If I could lead a youth group, um, I would like to start it with there. I'm still nervous about talking with people. I've started quite a few times during this with you. Um, as long as my speech gets better, I wouldn't mind possibly preaching.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you sounded fine. So like, I mean, but when you talk to Jesus, he didn't like directly say, I want you to share this with people or that. It sounds more like, he was comforting you, and then you discovered it when you got back that, well, maybe I should go share my story with people and it might bless them in some way.
That is correct, sir.
Hmm. So do you focus on it like every day, this experience kind of re revisiting it?
Um, every every morning before I go to bed, I revisit the experience. I can't even begin to tell you how comforting Jesus's hand was on my head. It just it was amazing. I can't put a correct terms to it, but I've never felt comfort like that. It was truly amazing.
Well, like when you read the Bible or you listen to a sermon and they're talking about Jesus or they're talking about heaven, does it feel more real? Because it's like, hey, I've been there. I've actually seen Jesus myself, you know. It like probably puts it on a different level than a lot of people that believe, but have never had an experience like that.
In discipleship, I've read verses where God comforts people, and it's like, hey, that was me at one point in time. I can remember. I know what that feels like. Um, it just it feels more in depth that I can relate to that's what's in the Bible. You know, it's it's amazing. I'm sorry for being bit repetitive.
Oh, no, it's fine. So you do like discipleship? Is it sort of like go both ways? Like you're being discipled at the same time you're helping to disciple others. It's like a mutual discipleship kind of.
Um, the fellow who does the discipleship with me, he's an Air Force veteran. Um, we sit down and go over the chapters we read. We do 5 chapters a week, and it's an order. I eventually would like to be discipleship to help somebody with the discipleship on their own, so that way we can share knowledge, and then I can help him go into the Bible and read more. That's our one of our mottos at our church is making discipleship pe- people.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like discipleship is really needed today because you have a lot of people that are in the pews and they hear the sermon every Sunday, but they don't really have a good grasp of the things in the Bible and the teachings and whatnot. So that could really minister to them to do discipleship training. There should be more of that in churches, I think.
I agree, sir. Yes.
So where can people reach out to you if they'd like to reach out to you?
Um, Facebook, if they wanted to call me or send me a text, um, that would be okay. Are you okay if I give my phone number?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. If you have questions for me, or want to talk about my experience, my phone number is 330-978-7265. And I'll be more than willing to talk to you.
Yeah. Well, is there like one final word you'd like to leave with the audience before we close out?
Um, with me meeting Jesus, it was comfort and we can rely on Jesus. He healed me. I'm a walking miracle. Um, so if you guys please remember, God and he helps everything. Even with my marriage and my life, he helps everything. So please remember God, and it was nice talking to you guys. I hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for being on today.